Yes, let's face the facts. Deciding on a professional career is a tough choice. And it's a tricky one too. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is how to choose your industry sector in the first place. By industry, I mean education, law, finance, marketing, etc., because you need to know which industry to choose before defining what role you intend to play in it, in other words, your profession or job. In reality, this is quite a simple question. But how come such a banal question calls for so much silence when it's asked? Well, here's the answer: the world. Yes, you heard me right. It's the world. You're having trouble choosing your career because of the world. I bet that right now you're saying, "Oh, this is new. What does he mean by the world?" I would like to call on your imagination on this one. You've got your childhood dream itching inside you. You're under the influence of internet salesmen selling you dreams and promising to make you rich within 3 months, under the influence of breathtakingly perfect photos from influencers selling you the idea of an imaginary perfect life. You've got your father who believes you should make a career in medicine, your mother who recommends law and justice, Uncle Paul who recommends teaching, Aunt Juliet who recommends business, your career advisor who recommends fashion, your close friends who recommend you do like them and join their industry, etc. You already know what I mean. Believe me, I've been there. Those moments are really not funny. Now, tell me the truth, in such conditions, with all the voices of the world in your head, do this, do that, this and that, yada yada, and on top of all that, the pressure of the world, how could you possibly make a decision about your professional career? How could you listen to your inner voice? That quiet inner voice which should be your guideline in making the right choice. This is how the noise of the world interferes with the choice of your professional career. Let's take another random example of a child left alone in the middle of a playground filled with enough games. Even though it's a playground filled with lots of games, where the child is free to play any game he wants, without the guidance of an adult, what would the child's reaction be? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Chances are, that child would feel overwhelmed and start crying his eyes out, wouldn't he? That's just a random example. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. Because children deserve all the love in the world. Good. This is exactly how you feel when choosing your professional career. You feel alone, confused about all the opportunities this world has to offer, and all the sectors of activity available in this world, like a little child alone in the middle of an attraction park full of games with no guidance. Can you see the reason? The reason why it's so difficult for you to choose your professional career? Because you simply don't have a guide. What you need is someone you can trust, who can recognize your limitations and abilities as well as your personality, in order to guide you towards the professional career that's right for you. If we continue with the example of the little child, the adult who will be guiding him or her will have to direct him or her towards the different games according to his or her age, height and level of understanding. As a result, the amusement park and the games therein, which previously frightened the little child, will now, thanks to the presence of a guide, be the child's delight and joy. That's the role of a guide in your professional life. To guide you towards a professional career that will bring you happiness and joy. Here it is. You're probably asking yourself, how do I find my guide? Or how to find such a person in whom you can place all your trust and rely on his or her judgment. Look no further, the answer is, you. Yes, that's right. You are the person who will be able to guide you towards the best professional career. I'm not talking about the physical you, no. I'm talking about the you inside you. Your inner you that often whispers in your ear. Your inner voice that suggests solutions to dilemmas, comforts you when you're sad and so on. This is the you we're talking about. Here's why it can only be you. We've already defined the qualities of a guide as someone you can trust, who can recognize your limits and abilities as well as your personality, so as to guide you towards the professional career that is right for you. Now you tell me, who else would be in a better position to know you that deeply? If your answer is your people, you're totally wrong. Your surroundings only see what you want them to see. You can fool everyone, but you can't lie to yourself. The proof: during our childhood, we all had to lie to our parents in one way or another, and they believed it. But deep down we knew it was a lie and it was wrong. So the only person better placed to claim the throne of guide in your professional life is your inner you. In other words, you. There's a quote from Mi Chen that says, "You are what you choose to be." The ultimate cure for the difficulty of choosing your professional career is to learn to listen to yourself. If you learn to listen to your inner voice, to trust it and let it guide you, something magical will happen. The noise of the world, that is, the influence of the net. All the suggestions for professional careers from parents, relatives, friends and so on, which previously made it difficult for you to choose your professional career, will now be used to your advantage. Now isn't that magic? That's what you'll get as a bonus when you start listening to your inner you, in other words, yourself. Going back once again to the example of the little child. The amusement park in your case represents the earth, in other words, the world in general. The games there represent for you, the different sectors of activity and opportunities available in the world in general. And these opportunities are nothing more than the various suggestions for professional activities received from all sides. The adult who serves as guide for the child represents your inner you. All you have to do is gather all these suggestions. Because the more rides and games in an amusement park, the more interesting the park. Then consult your inner you so that it can guide you, not towards what jumps out at you, no. But rather towards what's right for you. Your true passion. What would bring you happiness and joy? And abracadabra, you've got your professional career. Many may be asking themselves, but why not choose what catches my eye if that's what I like? This is exactly why most people fail in their professional careers. Let me explain. What you like is what you desire to do. Here's the rub: desire to do. And desire is based on an ephemeral emotion that diminishes over time. Let's take a banal example like dancing. There's a big difference between someone who enrolls in a dance school, because they can't dance at all and just want to learn to dance, and someone who enrolls in a dance school because they're passionate about dancing. Not only would the dance enthusiast be better, but he'd never give up. They'll keep at it into old age. On the other hand, the person who signed up because he just wanted to learn to dance, is likely to give up over time and move on to other things, given that his desire to learn to dance has already been satisfied. So you need to learn to listen to your inner you, and let it guide you towards what you're really passionate about. Choosing a professional career is a very delicate matter, because it's a long road. First it's choosing a career, then it's taking it on. Face the setbacks until you become better at what you do. There's a quote from Anne Frank that says, "Our lives are shaped by our choices. We make our choices first. Then our choices make us." That's why it's a tricky choice. Once you've chosen your profession, the battle begins, and it's each failure that will bring you closer to success. Only the profession you're passionate about can provide you with such energy. Let's take the example of Thomas Edison, inventor of the light bulb. It's thanks to him that we have light today, that our cities shine so brightly at night. But his experiments had to fail 1,000 times before he succeeded in inventing the light bulb. Take a second and ask yourself, if a simple desire could give him the energy and willpower to try the same experience, again and again and again 1,000 times. Or rather a passion. Personally, I'd say a passion. And you, what do you think? Thank you for your time, my sincere greetings to you and see you soon.